Okay, some gold analysis about to come up. Okay, so we've just seen some good movement on gold. It just literally made a down move that was very positive for a sell. Okay, so what I've seen on the 4 hour currently is, well, a setup for a retracement to actually happen so we can actually get in on a pullback and then sell long term. Okay, so this is what I actually have on a weekly. As you can see, we've created a nice trend here since 13th of August 2018. Okay, and that trend has been respecting ever since, as you can see here. And this is when we had that big move to the upside. Okay, so I expect this trend to come back here at some point. And why I expect that to happen is just kind of in line with Elliott wave. Okay, so if I had to make this smaller, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So let me just grab an Elliott wave real quickly. Okay, so we got that right here. So you can see we had big impulse there. 1, 2 of the trend line, 3 of there, 4 of there, and then 5. That's what I'm expecting. Okay, so I'll break this down more clearly for you. So we just go to the daily. Okay, so you can see this trend that's been happening for the long time now. Okay, so you can see I'm expecting it to come down to this level. And again, if you've been watching my previous videos, you know exactly why I've got this purple line right here. Okay, so if we go to the line chart, okay, so line chart, you can see here is the most recent area that's been broken as a resistance previously. So now we expect a support at some point. So just looking across, you can see those nice areas here also. Okay, so why I've put it here is because if I just zoom into here, so you can literally see we have some nice support over there, some resistance over here. Okay, so it's going along, resistance over here. Okay, so this is why I've put that there now. Okay, so going back to the candles and breaking this down. Okay, so this is on a daily. So let me go down to the 4 hour. Okay, so just reset that chart so you guys can see this clearly. Okay, so 4 hour, you can see that trend line that we've had for a long time. Okay, you can see there's that trend line, and I've created another one here because you can see this trend line from here, it broke above. Okay, so if I zoom in a little bit more for you guys, you can see it broke above, below, retested, came down, retested here, came down, broke. Kind of, it's been flirting around with this trend line for a long time. Okay, so now just looking at that trend line, keeping it going, you can see it broke above, and ever since been just touching it. Now, this is what I've been looking for, waiting for kind of a sell because it's been creating some kind of flag movement over here. Okay, so you can see it's created a breakthrough now. So it just depends what happens with this 4 hour candle. Okay, it just depends what happens with this 4 hour candle. If it's gonna shoot back up, respects this trend and go up, or if it closes below, and then we know this trend has officially been broken. Okay, so on a 1 hour, what can we expect? Okay, so 1 hour, as you can see, is already kind of retracing here. It's already closed below in a 1 hour. So this is a positive sign. Okay, so this is the move I was waiting for. I was waiting for it to come from there, to respect off this area here, and then go down. On a 1 hour, it looks very weird, I know, but it looks very positive so far. So now we know this trend has been broken. All we simply do is wait for a retest. So we grab our fib again from the top to the bottom. You can see this 50% level here wants to be met. And as you know, I always go into the line chart and I think, why would that be? But as you can see, I already put my green lines over there. Okay, so you can see that was previous support right there. Okay, previous support, we had resistance over there. Okay, looking across that line, we had some support over there, very clean support, some support over here. Okay, so like I've said in my previous videos, the line chart just cleans everything up so you can see things very clearly. Obviously, you don't have the wicks, but you can see areas of where that green line has been respected. Okay, so if you go back to the candles, okay, you can see very cleanly this area support there, kind of wasn't a cleaner support there. We had resistance, support over here. So what do you expect to happen next? Okay, so the 50% level now is what I'll be looking for. Okay, so if I just put my green line over there, I'm going to delete this now because I don't believe this move is going to happen no more. Okay, so I'm just going to delete that. Okay, so this is what I expect. Okay, so it might do a flag for some time because that was a big impulse to the downside. Okay, so this is what I expect for, and then we have a massive drop. Okay, so this is what I expect. This is what I'll be looking for anyway, for this to kind of flag, and then from there we have a nice drop to the downside. Okay, so how far can this go? How far can this go? As I just shown you, if I just delete this because I want to go on a bigger time frame, that might look messy. Okay, as I've just shown you on a weekly, I expect that trend line to be met at some point. But you know how I find my TPs anyway. So I use the Fibonacci right from the top to the bottom of where this retracement will stop. I'm not sure if it's going to stop exactly here. No one ever knows until it actually happens, but I believe it might stop here because I've marked out this previous area of support / resistance previously. Okay, so I don't know if it's going to stop exactly there, but if it does, it's perfect because it meets exactly with our entry point. Okay, so you can see I've grabbed my fib from the top to the bottom right there. So you know this negative 27 and the 61.8 would be my TPs, okay, for the initial trade. So this is marked out. Okay, so this is TP1. Okay, TP1, and then we've got TP2 over here. TP2. Okay, so that's a total of, I believe that should be, well, a very nice trade actually. It should be just over 200 pips. Okay, so short position. So I want to enter from here. Okay, so I'll be risking maybe I want to put it just above the previous structure. So just about here. So we're risking about maybe 70 pips. Okay, and in total, we should be gaining about 270 pips. Okay, so again, risk to reward ratio is 3 to 1. This is what you always want to be aiming for. And this is why I use the Fibonacci's in this way. So I know I'm always getting a kind of a 3 to 1 risk reward ratio. Okay, so you could take that trade. Okay, I might post it on my trading view in a bit. So if you want to kind of analyze the trade again, I'll post this on my trading view shortly. I'll put the link in the bio of this when I actually post it, and then you can actually follow that there. But yeah, this is the move I'm expecting for gold now. That depends on where this 4-hour candle actually closes. I want it to stay like this and close outside of this trend. If it does, then we can expect to see a move similar to this, just like there. Okay. And then that'll be the first trade setup. But as you guys know, like I said, I'm looking at this to come down all the way to this trend right here. So I don't know exactly how that's going to happen or when it's going to happen. It's going to take some time, very, very long time. But if we caught that move all the way from there, we're looking at about 700 and let's say 730 pips. Okay, if it moves to the downside, if this happens. Okay, so long term is what we're looking at. Okay, so once that downtrend creates, we want it to come there and then again shoot up. Okay, so you can see why I've put a TP1 and TP2 up there, because again, if we use our fib, grab it right from the bottom of where this big move actually happened to the top. Okay, 61.8 should be met. Remember I said that's always the level we want to kind of buy from or sell from. That's the most desirable level. That's the level that gets met the most, the 61.8. And you can see how perfectly that lines up with the purple area that we've actually drew. Okay, so I'm not sure exactly why this has moved, but this TP1 should be here, negative 27. And this TP2 should be here. Okay, so long term, this is what move we're looking for. Okay, and if this plays out, we have a potential of, I believe this was like 2,000 pips before. Yep, so 2,200 and something pips. Okay, so that's a very, very clean trade if this trend is respected. And as you know, if it's not, then we'll simply just get this move where it actually breaks the trend. And every time the trend is broken, what do you expect? A retest. So it might just come down here, break that trend, retest off that zone, and then straight back down, creating a kind of head and shoulders, if you can see that. Okay, so that's a nice head and shoulders. Okay, so if that doesn't happen and bounces up, okay, if that doesn't happen and bounces up, then we know we're going to have a breaker trend, retest off this area, then we've got a very nice head and shoulders pattern right here. Okay, so if that does happen, then what we've got potential of, okay, so that's like another, basically, let's say 2,000 pips or just 1,800. Very nice number, okay? So that's my analysis on gold. Until next time, take care.